The sounds of Berkshire and all the music you love.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
Hard to take. I know we've made them fall, but only fools come back for more. Being the fool I am, I figured in all your plans, darling. Your perfume letters didn't say that you'd be leaving any day. And I'm not proud to say I let love slip away. Now I'm the one who's crying. I'm the fool, there's no denying. When will my heart again? Fading memories. You took the game this time with ease. So you win again, you win again. Here I stand again, the loser. And just for fun, you took my love and run. Love had just begun. I can't refuse her. Again. When will my heart again? Will my whole life depend on fading memories? You took the game this time with ease. So you win again.
BBC Radio Berkshire. Hot chocolate, so you win again. Hello, it's Kirsten O'Brien with you. Wednesday, September the 18th. I'm going to start by talking to somebody who, well, is known as the unofficial fifth member of this legendary band. And I like it, 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 la la la, here we go, rocking all over the world. Yes, I love a little bit of status quo. Bob Young from Basingstoke first got involved with the band when he was offered a job as their roadie. Fast forward to today, he's worked on a number of things with the band, which we'll find out about, but also he's moved on to other legendary artists and he's still making music. He's here to share some of those stories with us. Morning, Bob. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm looking forward to finding out your tale then. Let's start at the very beginning if we can. Were you musical as a lad?
Well, yeah. I mean, when I was sort of 13, I always thought I could play guitar and sing a song and do all of that at 13, 14. And I actually did an audition for a group in Basingstoke where I was born. And they said, no, sorry, you're too young. But I think what they meant was I was useless.
When did that all change then? You decided you wanted to be involved in the music scene anyway. So did you sort of go down the roadie route?
No, well, I stayed in Basingstoke until I was 21 because I served an apprenticeship, an engineering apprenticeship in a firm called Thornycross. And I did that until I was 21. But during that time, my teens and until I was 21, I was sort of playing in folk clubs, blues clubs, and doing all of that sort of stuff as well. So I knew that's what I wanted to do. And when I was 21 and I signed off at Thornycroft, I went travelling. And it was travelling to Sweden, where I was going to go from Sweden down to Yugoslavia, just seeing the world. And I got as far as Sweden, didn't get any further, but I did hang out and stay with a Basingstoke band that was over there, and I started driving their van for them. And so I sort of fell into roadieing, actually, as in Sweden, and then came back to London, moved up to London, and started with a band after driving a van with a load of people, with a group called Amen Corner, which if you're old enough, you'll know, and if you're not old enough, well, worth checking out. I was their roadie, and then I was offered a job, having met status quo at the Hammersmith Odeon. I was offered a job as their roadie. In other words, the job was driving the van with the equipment and a couple of the band in there as well. I did that, and within a year, cutting it down to a short tail, within a year, I'd become the tour manager, which meant I was driving the car and not the van. Right. And then I started. Oh, go on, yeah. I started writing songs, which I'd always been doing, and poetry and all that sort of stuff. And I started with writing songs with Alan Lancaster to start with, and then within sort of 6 months after that, I got to start writing with Francis Rossi. And Francis Rossi and I have now written, I've co-written with Francis about 60, 70 songs of quos, and also plus a few songs with Rick Parfitt, like Living on an Island, Mystery Song, and things like that. And Francis and I are still writing. In fact, we've got 3 songs on the go at the moment. So after 55 years, I guess it must be now.
Nice, unreal. And what was life like in a band in those days? Were you mainly on the road gigging? Was that the scene?
Yes, it was. I mean, when I sort of started with them, they were wearing their flares, coloured flares, and all of that sort of poppy type stuff. And we were travelling around, and then eventually they started getting on with their own music and came out of the poppy type thing, and it became the quo that we know now, through writing our own songs and through travelling the world. We started off mainly around UK in the late 60s, early 70s, mainly around the UK and Europe. And but in 1973, we did the first tour of America. And from there, it sort of just went on, and we toured America, several times throughout the 70s. We also did our first tour of Australia in 1973 with Slade, and which was very successful. And since then, ended up touring pretty much every year in Australia. So it's been it's been fun.
It's a lot to pack in. It really is a lot to pack in. I've got loads more I want to ask you while I've got you, Bob. So stick around, please, because I've got more questions here on BBC Radio Berkshire.
Good judgment, I know I have good taste. It's funny and it's ironic that only I feel that way. I promise them that you're different, and everyone makes mistakes, but just don't. I heard that you're an actor, so act like a stand-up guy. Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. I tell them it's just your culture, and everyone rolls their eyes. Yeah, I know. All I'm asking, baby, please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you don't embarrass me, little sucker. Please, please, please. I have a fun idea, babe. Maybe just stay inside. I know you're craving some fresh air, but the ceiling fan is so nice, and we could live so happily if no one knows that you're with me. I'm just kidding, but really, 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 please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you don't embarrass me, little sucker. Please, please, please. If you wanna go and be stupid, don't do it in front of me. If you don't wanna cry to my music, don't make me hate you perfectly. Please, 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 please.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, no I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me.
BBC Radio Berkshire, Benny King, Stand By Me. Kirsten O'Brien with you. And I'm talking to Bob Young from Basingstoke, who ended up, after sort of messing about as a roadie for a little bit, working with Status Quo, travelling the world, co-writing loads and loads of the songs. And we just got to that point in the story, really. Bob, do you know when a song is going to work, when it's going to be a hit? Or, you know, what's the process? Do you just throw it out there and see what the audience make of it? Or do you know, this one they're gonna love?
Yeah, I mean, Francis and I write all the time anyway, and a lot of the times, you know, we don't really sort of write as a purpose for a specific thing. We just write songs. Usually we get together and we sit down and have a little nap first.
I love the sound of that.
have a cup of tea, have a nap, and then often get up and just go home. You know, it's
nothing achieved.
Yeah, but it's no, I've just been very fortunate with the whole thing, because I've worked with a lot of different people and travelled the world. You know, so I've been very lucky in that respect, and. And I do like to travel, which I still do. But as far as knowing when a song is finished, we don't know when a song is finished. We just write, do something, and then at the moment, like I say, we've got 3 songs on the go, Francis and I, and we don't know what it's for, what they're for. It could be for Francis' solo album, or for Status Quo, a new album, or we just play it by ear, really, and carry on enjoying ourselves, you know.
And do you go on stage with them, Bob?
Yeah, well, since I first joined them, actually, in 1968, I started going on stage because there were a couple of songs that needed a harmonica, and they said, "Oh, you can do that, Bob. You can play harmonica. You can do it." So I went on stage every night for 13 or 14 years with them, doing these songs that needed the harmonica. And in fact, there were a couple of UK European tours that we did in the late 80s, and which was great. And so I went back out on the road with them to do the harmonica. So it's all been a lot of fun, and for me, just going out with lots of interesting people, you know, like, I don't know, Richard Ashcroft from The Verve. I looked after him for 5 or 6 years.
Yes, how did that come to be?
It came to be with, I did a couple of things with him, and he liked me, and kept me on the road with him for 5 years, and 5 or 6 years, because, and in fact, he my nickname with him was WD-40 because he reckoned I could get anything moving. Which,
I love a good nickname. I presume then that you've just got, I mean, you sort of alluded to it, wanderlust all the time. Do you get antsy if you're at home for very long, if that's the lifestyle you're used to?
Yeah, well, I've always liked to travel a lot, and luckily be able to holiday a lot in different places around the world. But I don't really go out on the road touring anymore. Maybe I'm just getting too old and too lazy. But it's it's been and is still a good life. So I'm very lucky, and I don't take anything for granted.
And what do you think it was about status quo, I would say, actually, that people just love so much?
I think because in the 70s, when they changed from the sort of poppy type thing to the more rocky, bluesy type stuff that we were started writing, I think because a lot of people used to say, oh, a load of rubbish and all of that. But we didn't care. We just got on with it. We enjoyed ourselves. The band never changed from being just natural people. And they were not sort of up themselves in any way. And they treated the audience the same as they treated themselves, which was just getting on with it and having fun. So I think a lot of people did take the mickey to start with, saying, oh, they can't do this. They sound the same. Every song sounds the same. Well, they don't. But, we just let people get on with it. And I'm very happy for the success that everybody got. And we were very lucky to sell millions around the world and still sell a lot of records around the world.
Well, I was going to say, with the whole Oasis thing and that sort of hunger in a way for harking back to times gone by at the minute, I could see people ripe for, does Status Quo still tour?
They do still tour, and they've just finished a tour as a band. I mean, we lost good friends, with Rick Parfitt,
of course.
Alan Lancaster, who, bass player, and when they went, they did get replaced with a couple of other people that have done really well, and Francis has kept the whole Quo thing alive and kicking. And they've just finished a European tour, UK European tour, with playing to 5, 10, 20,000 people a night, so they're still very successful. They still enjoy themselves, although Francis has hinted that this tour they've just done in Europe and the UK is probably the last tour. As he said, he's not getting any younger, he said.
He likes his nap with you.
Yeah, we learned to nap together. But he's going out on tour again next year with his solo tour, which was very successful over the last couple of years, just playing in big theatres. And he's going out again next year, and I think he'll end up with about sort of 70 shows, 70 concerts, but they're all solo with him and talking. He's got a book out called I Talk Too Much, which he does.
Goodness me. I mean, that is a lot of work that you're all still up to. Well, it's really good to hear things from your side, Bob. Thank you very much for talking me through all of that this morning. Fascinating to hear about how it all got going and how a lad from Basingstoke has written himself in the history of Status Quo there. Love that, Bob. Thank you. That's Bob Young from Basingstoke, who were pretty much the unofficial fifth band member in Status Quo. Right, 10:31 now, BBC Radio Berkshire. The latest official inflation figures are out. They've held steady at 2.2%. It means inflation remains slightly above the Bank of England's target of 2%, but it is significantly lower than at the peak at the cost of living crisis, which was back in 2022. The BBC's Ben Boulos tells us why inflation figures are important.
Well, they tell us how much prices have gone up on average for goods and services we typically spend our money on compared with a year ago. And it shows that in August, inflation was at 2.2%. That's the same as it was in July. Now, it is an average, so some things will have gone up more sharply, such as airfares, while others fell, such as petrol. So across the board, prices are still rising generally, but nowhere near the rate at which they were rising a couple of years ago. And that's partly because the Bank of England raised the cost of borrowing by putting up interest rates. That reduces demand, which slows down the rate of price rises. Remember, the bank's target is to get inflation down to 2%. Now, that was achieved in June, which led the bank to cut interest rates last month by 0.25 percentage point, down to 5%. So the fact inflation is now slightly above 2% and has been since July means the bank may not be in a hurry to further cut interest rates. Now, that's important because those interest rates affect the cost of our mortgages, loans and other borrowing. The next decision by the bank will be announced tomorrow, and the committee will no doubt be digging into the detail of today's inflation figures as they weigh up what to do next.
That's the BBC's Ben Boulos. Another little bit of news today is that Kate, the Princess of Wales, has carried out her first work meeting since her chemotherapy treatment started earlier this year. The meeting was related to the Princess's work on families and early childhood and marks another step in her recovery. The BBC's senior royal correspondent Daniela Ralph reports.
This time has above all reminded William and me to reflect and be grateful for the simple yet important things in life.
The Princess's return to public life is being carefully managed. Last week's release of the intimate family video, narrated by the Princess, a sign that things were beginning to feel more positive.
I am, however, looking forward to being back at work and undertaking a few more public engagements in the coming months when I can.
The Princess's first work meeting was held at Windsor Castle yesterday afternoon. Few details have been released, but it was related to her families and early childhood project. Early years has been a focus of much of the Princess's public work in recent years, but Kensington Palace says she won't be returning to full-time royal duties for now, and instead plan a light schedule for her. She has described this year as incredibly tough for her and her family. It's hoped she may join the royal family again for engagements around Remembrance Sunday and in the run-up to Christmas.
10:35 now, BBC Radio Berkshire. Let's have a look at our weather. It's dry and sunny, and that is expected to continue for the rest of today. Just a few patches of cloud, a top temperature today of 23 degrees. This evening we'll see some clear spells before low cloud moves in overnight. This is going to thicken into the early hours. Some mist and fog possible towards dawn. Overnight lows of 12 degrees. Tomorrow, low cloud, mist and fog slowly dissipate across the morning, and this means we'll have a clear afternoon, plenty of sunshine developing, and another warm day as well. Top temperature tomorrow of 24 degrees. Friday, few patches of mist and fog in the morning. This will lift into sunny spells in the afternoon, although we might get a few thundery showers in the afternoon on Friday. Let's just have a little peep. Saturday, we have got some sunny spells as well, and some scattered showers around. And then Sunday, heavy thundery showers. Why does it always do it at the weekend? It's like the kids never sleep in at the weekend. It's just a thing, isn't it? That happens. Anyway, for a full 14-day forecast, you can go to bbc.co.uk/Radio Berkshire.
You've probably got...
It's a new mastermind on Masterminds. New people puzzler at its new time, and a brand new show with a brand new host. Switch.
Are you guys ready?
I am ready.
All new weeknights starting at 6, only on Game Show Network.
I keep thinking she says pants, not pans, in that list. The first thing on the list, pants for university. Right, the travel. M4 eastbound, there's a lane closed on the exit Slip Road. This is because of a broken down vehicle at junction 7, that is Slough West. Traffic coping well at the minute with that one, but do mind out for that. In Sunningdale, it's heavy on the A30 London Road through the roadworks near Charters Road, so mind out for that one. And don't forget, on public transport, we've got buses running instead of trains on Great Western Railway between Newbury and Bedwin and between Chippenham and Westbury because of engineering works that are happening there, and they are happening until tomorrow. Anything else though? 0808 100 1041.
The sound of Berkshire.
Together, we can make a difference. BBC Radio Berkshire.
I was chasing your direction, I was telling you no lies, and I was loving you. When the words are said, baby, I lose my head. And in a world of people, there's only you and I. There ain't nothing come between us in the end. How can I hold you when you ain't even mine? Only you can see me through. I leave it up to you. Do it right, taking me through the night. Shadow dancing, baby, you do it right. Give me more, drive me across the floor. Shadow dancing, all this and nothing more. All that I need is just one moment in your arms. I was chasing your affection, I was doing you no harm, and I was loving you. Make it shine, make it rain. Baby, I know my way. I need that sweet sensation of living in your love. I can't breathe when you're away, it pulls me down. You want a question and the answer am mine. Only you can see me through. I leave it up to you.
sounds of Berkshire.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
BBC Radio Berkshire. That's Chic, I Want Your Love. Now, the Henley Literary Festival kicks off on September the 28th, and for just over a week, the great and the good of the publishing world turn up on our doorstep, including best-selling author Damian Lewis, who returns with a new book, SAS Great Escapes 3. It's a follow-up to the first two hugely successful entries in the series, this one focusing on 5 of the most daring escapes made by SAS soldiers during World War II. Well, I've been catching up with Damien and I asked him to tell us in a nutshell about those first 2 books.
Just very briefly, researching and writing a load of SAS books as I have, all these escape stories just fall out of those stories. They're not necessarily germane to the main book I'm working on, but they are these incredible tales of men deep behind enemy lines, getting captured and executing these incredible escapes, you know, the triumph of the human spirit against adversity as you could never imagine. So that's the Great Escape series.
And have you been amazed at how many stories you've still kept on uncovering? You know, there's so much for the books.
Yeah, absolutely. It comes with the territory. You're deployed deep behind enemy lines in World War II in small groups of individuals. 4 was the smallest number, but often they were just 12 or even less. And the missions are pretty suicidal, to be frank with you, and they're back-to-back missions behind enemy lines. So clearly your chances of capture, obviously death and injury, but capture as well, are extremely high. So it comes to the territory of operating with the SAS. Certainly in World War II, the danger of capture was very real. And because of the ethos of the unit, which was of course, who dares wins, never to give up, the overriding priority, if you were captured, was to escape, and often multiple times, getting recaptured, escaping again and again, no matter what dire punishment was meted out to you if you did escape. So those are the kind of stories that these books pull to the fore.
And how was what happened recorded? You know, what source material have you got to go off?
Yeah, it's a great question. So thanks to the, first of all, to the National Archives in Kew, we have these wonderful mission reports, escape reports. It's a strange thing, but every escapee was put through a detailed debrief, which was close to an interrogation. And the reason being, if you can imagine it, you know, somebody comes back to Allied lines after many months supposedly in captivity, being a prisoner of war, you have to rigorously question them to ascertain whether they are who and what they say they are. Are they a genuine escapee, or are they, you know, a fifth columnist or a double cross agent somehow turned by the Gestapo and the SS? So those detailed, rigorous escape reports are, of course, fantastic first-hand accounts of what these individuals went through. And then, of course, many of them wrote letters and diaries, and also, of course, some of them wrote their accounts after the war. So one works with all those materials and then recollections from family members to whom they told their stories. I'm really grateful from all those people who've helped me, the family. And then in the volume I've just been writing, I've been provided with at least one, you know, first-hand account written by the escapee himself, which has never seen the light of day. It's just sat in the family, you know, archives, just sat in their loft for the last 80 years or so. So having access to that again is absolutely a privilege.
And do you feel a responsibility, a weight of, you know, the incredible things that they went through, of telling that story in the sort of correct way, in a way?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's the story I mentioned. It's Archie Gibson's escape story from World War II. He was both in the Long Range Desert Group, and then he became David Stirling, the founder of the SAS's driver. So it's an incredible story. And you know, the family sent me not only did they send me the manuscript he had written out about his wartime story, but they sent me an earlier version as well, which he'd also written. And then they, God bless them, they sent me all of his wartime archive. That's, you know, his beautiful books of poetry that he wrote when he was deep in the desert, and his sketchbooks, and lots of material. So with them, it's an enormous responsibility. And I've just shared the manuscript with them of that chapter so they can read it and they can come back to me and give me their thoughts. And so it's a very collaborative process, and you get very close to these people, to the families you're working with, and you forge these very special relationships.
And is there any ever corroboration from the other side? You know, do you ever get your hands on a sort of German viewpoint of what was going on?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes that's in captured papers. So papers that have been captured by the Allies. You know, obviously at the end of the war, lots of papers were captured. And so they're then held in the UK archives. Or occasionally it might be something unearthed by my German researcher that I use on most of my books. So that's really, I don't speak or read German, so I need a researcher come translator. So occasionally you do, and of course that provides really fascinating insight. Or occasionally you have, you know, the escaper themselves come back with something. So, you know, one escape story sticks in my memory where the SAS escapee in person was invited to dinner by the German general of the unit with which he'd been captured. And it was the German general's, you know, because he was in charge of an airborne unit, if he captured British or Allied airborne troops, he had this kind of like code whereby he would invite them to dinner. So that the account of that dinner and that experience has been written by both sides. So sometimes you do get those kind of corroborations from, you know, the historic enemy, as it were.
So many incredible stories. So it's Damian Lewis. The book is called SAS Great Escapes 3. You get the first two, of course, as well. And if you fancy hearing him talking about that, seeing him in action at Henley Literary Festival, he's there at the 4th of October, 3 till 4 o'clock, and it's in the Town Hall in Henley. So on the 4th of October, Damian Lewis, if you want to book that for the festival.
Beautiful.
shotgun. It's Kirsten O'Brien with you. And do you know what? For a few weeks now, I had to do the Great North Run, which I talked about a lot, and I was sort of tense about that. And then my tension has just ramped up. I've been carrying nervous tension around for a couple of weeks. It sort of doesn't leave me, really. And the reason is... alone is enough to scare the life out of you, isn't it? I foolishly, because I've got the sort of personality that goes, yeah, why not, have agreed to do Mastermind this week. So I have been revising like crazy. I'm not allowed to say what my specialist subject is, so I can't talk about that. But suffice to say, I've got 15 pages worth of A4 notes on the subject. I've been cramming. Every time, like at the weekend, every time my kids have been around, I'm like, no, sorry, mummy's working. People have been throwing questions at me from all angles. So tea time, Mark just quizzes me. The guys here have been brilliant. Every time Andy or Alex come in to read the news, they're throwing questions at me. I don't know if you can you revise for general knowledge? I mean, I'll happily, if you want to text me any general knowledge question, I'll happily give anything a go just to try and cram my mind full of as much as I can by Friday when I do the recording. So I've had my nails done because I figured there might be a lot of me going, I don't know, Clive, and my fingers on my face. So I've had them done in a really bright colour. But other than that, you're sort of in the hands of fate, aren't you? If you've done, it's like an exam. If you've done the work, there's nothing more up to a point I can do. But by it, can I tell you, I am so looking forward to this weekend when I don't have to run a half marathon. I don't have to sit boring and revising and trying to cram my brain full of stuff. And I've just got to learn, I think, basically to say no. You know, like when you've got that personality and you go, yes, yes. And I said to Mark, it's fine after this weekend, I'll have nothing to do. But I've then said yes to more stuff. So if you're like me and you're a yes person, how do you manage being like this? How can we go forward? And if you want to throw any general knowledge questions at me, pop me them on a text 81333 or WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Start your message.
Ask for money and get advice. Ask for advice, get money twice. I'm from the dirty, but that Chico nice. Y'all call it a moment, I call it life.
One day while the light is glowing, I'll be in my castle golden. But until the gates are open, I just wanna feel this moment. I just wanna feel this moment. I just wanna feel this moment.
Miss Worldwide, Christina Aguilera. Oye, mamita, dale, que la cosa está arriba. Reporting live from the tallest building in Tokyo. Long way from them hallways, filled with O's and O's. They counting always, 305 all day. Now baby we can parlay, oh baby we can party. She read books, especially about red rooms and tie-ups. I got her hooked, cause she see me in a suit with the red tie tied up. Rita and Gris, nice to meet you, but time is money. Only difference is I own it. Now let's stop time and enjoy this moment.
One day while the light is glowing, I'll be in my castle golden. But until the gates are open, I just wanna feel this moment.
sense, don't it? Now make dollars, I mean billions. I'm a genius, I mean brilliance. The streets is what schooled them. Lost a lot and learned a lot, but I'm still undefeated like Shooter. I'm far from cheap. I break down companies with all my peeps. Baby, we can travel the world and I can give you and all you can see. Time is money, only difference is I own it. Like a stopwatch, let's stop time and enjoy this moment, darling.
One day while my light is glowing, I'll be in my castle golden. But until the gates are open, I just wanna feel this moment. Oh, I just wanna feel this moment. Oh, I just wanna feel this moment.
Alex, you've been coming in and asking me questions on my specialist subject, which I'm not allowed to say on air what it is, but absolutely. I did throw out to people, if you've got any general knowledge questions, do throw them my way and I'll try and learn everything.
Do you have some?
Well, yes. James says, how many bones are there in the adult human body?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know the answer, do you?
125? You don't have the answer, do you?
No, I don't know. Good one. I'm going to have to research that now, James, and put that into my head with everything else. How many bones are there in the human body, the adult human body? 114.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I'm being told we're way off. Apparently it's 206.
Oh, goodness me.
Right, everyone put that in your brain for next pop quiz. 206. I like that question. Thank you very much for that. Keep them coming. Right, the roads. Breakdown on the M4 going east at junction 7. That's the Slough West turning. A lane is closed on the exit slip road there. In Sunningdale, it's heavy on the A30 London Road through the roadworks near Charters Road. And don't forget, on public transport, buses are running instead of trains on Great Western Railway. It's between Newbury and Bedwin and between Chippenham and Westbury. It's those engineering works that are going on until tomorrow. Anything else? 0808 100 1041, please.
The sound.
The sound of Berkshire. And all the music you love. BBC Radio Berkshire. Berkshire and all the music you love.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
So dead. See, this what it's about right here. Understands me? My life real. I don't know about yours. Everything I do is an event. Nas, Monica, and me. When it comes to my honeys in the strip club, something on dubs in the middle of the block like what? Say my name.
You see me with the crispy fade, iced it out, glowing when the lights is out. Yo, say my name. When you see a Bentley or Ferrari or Maserati, it's probably me. Say my name. When you hear this song bump in the club, when you chillin' on the corner with your thugs, say my name. I make it hot and take your block. Who they wanna be and hate they not? Yo, say my name. When your girl don't call you when you beep her, and you hit it and a thing feel deeper, say my name. Pulling her hair, spanking her rear while I'm in them. So all I wanna hear is you say my name. Squeeze my beef is done. Police come. You know the game, don't say my name. Dipped out crazy, Tim's chicken and gravy. QB, do pre
When it comes to clubs, pack, crystal flowing. When it comes to homes, plushed out, chrome stuck out in traffic. When it comes to a neck full of glow and a check full of O's, you know. When it comes to my honeys in the strip club, something on dubs in the middle of the block like what? Say my name.
Iceberg, Gucci, roll it, bezel up. Gotta have me a double O. Put the 6 in the front and the bump in the trunk. Gotta have me an Escalade. My house is late. A man that keeps my bills paid. America's played every day. What can I say? I got to have
When it comes to clubs, pack, crystal flowing.
I got to have
When it comes to homes, plushed out, chrome stuck out in traffic.
I got to have
When it comes to a neck full of glow and a check full of O's, you know.
I got to have
When it comes to my honeys in the strip club, something on dubs in the middle of the block like what? Say my name. When you see a black do-rag through the tent of a black bit going too fast, say my name. When you talk about longevity and that know how to keep getting that cash, say my name. When you sick of your song, sitting on the right and wanna know what the top feel like, say my name. You wanna know what being hot feel like and shutting down a spot feel like, say my name. JD from the home where the bowls get thrown and the dough get gone real quick like sick like 40 carats in a chain. Foolish, ain't it? Say my name. Everything you did, I done did double. If you hate to see flash, your ass is in trouble. Scram now and don't look back, cause until I die, it's like that. When it comes to clubs, pack, crystal flowing.
I got to have
When it comes to homes, plushed out, chrome stuck out in traffic.
I got to have
When it comes to a neck full of glow and a check full of O's, you know.
I got to have
When it comes to my honeys in the strip club, something on dubs in the middle of the block like what? Say my name.
I got to have it. I got to have it. I got to have it.
It's Kirsten O'Brien with you, and we've been telling the stories of Berkshire's farmers this week as we get ready for the Newbury show this weekend. And as part of that, we've been speaking to farmers about the changing face of their industry and the ways that they've had to diversify their businesses to ensure that they keep making money. Well, our reporter Alex Meakin has been down to Sheepdrove Farm in Lambourne to find out about the other ways of making money that they've been trying out, including hosting rural burials.
We are in the beautiful countryside of West Berkshire, near Lambourne. There's a little bit of a pinch of autumn just in the air, but we're sat in the stone circle of Sheepdrove Farm, and this is a beautiful site, rural roads leading all the way up to it. And I'm here with